Welcome back, troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just sick and disgusted with people lately. First, Buckethead gets hit, now Brendon Small, Deathclot creator, the guy who did the whole Thunderhorse, has had many signature guitars with Gibson and Epiphone. I don't care how you feel about his show, he writes great music and he's an awesome musician. He's an inspiration to all. But his studio was robbed on August 5th for a total of 12 guitars. Now, unfortunately, just like Bucket, he doesn't have serial numbers that he's publicly posting, but at least a few of these are so iconic enough that we don't need a serial number. So let's start with the first one, the one that just breaks my heart for this guy, the Gibson Thunderhorse Prototype. So on the back of the headstock, that thing's gonna say Prototype or like Brendon Small #1, something like that. So if you're on Craigslist in the LA area, Facebook Marketplace, or you're a shop and somebody brings the Thunderhorse Prototype, no, Brendon wants that back. He did not sell that. Because sure, he could hit up Gibson, make him another custom shop Thunderhorse if he really wanted to, which by the way, Gibson, I think you should do that anyways. But that's the first prototype. I'm pretty sure that was his first signature guitar with them. That was a big deal. Musicians have sentimental value to these things. He even said he really liked these guitars. So be on the lookout for one of those. Let's get that back to him. But the next one that caught my attention is I love the fact that Brendon uses other people's signature guitars. Like whenever I think about the Appetite for Destruction Les Paul, I don't think about Slash, I think about Brendon Small playing Thunderhorse on that guitar from this video. So the fact that we know that he also has a Buckethead Studio Les Paul just makes me know. I knew I connected with this guy on an instrument level. But everything Buckethead's just getting stolen. It's like, can we even buy these things on the used market anymore, or are they all stolen from other people? It's because they're getting too ridiculously overpriced. Gibson, reissue it. Sign the petition. Hopefully they're already on that. But I know firsthand just how good those things are, so I know that will be missed. But hopefully he's got a serial number on that one, or like some sort of a identifying mark on it that he'll be able to get that back. And now the next guitar out of his collection that should be pretty identifiable is one of these bad boys. Yeah, have you ever seen this? A 12-string neck-through SG in Tobacco Sunburst? Yep, they did them. They didn't make that many of them. So when one of these do pop up, usually they sell very quick around that $3,000 to $4,000 range. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for one of these things popping up very shortly on your Reverb page. And don't pay cash for one of these things locally, or else the police are gonna come and steal it from you, legally. Just in case you're interested, Gibson also made 12-string Les Pauls. You can check out this review and demo if you want to learn more. There's also a non-neck-through 12-string SG. However, if I was going to document one, it would probably be the neck-through one. It's basically a Firebird with SG wings. Next on the list is a 57 Goldtop. Now, not a real one. It's a 57 reissue, which, again, easily replaced, but you can't get back the exact one. Maybe he has a memory tied to the particular one that he liked. Or it just played the best out of like 50 of them that he tried. Sadly, this style of guitar is so common. Without some additional photos from him or the serial number, very slim pickings if he's going to be able to recover that guitar, unless the thief is dumb and they sold all 12 guitars to the same guitar shop. He also had an Ibanez Joe Satriani signature model in Muscle Car Orange stolen. I don't think I've ever seen one of these things before, but generally I don't follow Ibanez guitars. So it looks like we have an orange humbucker and then another rail style humbucker style pickup up here. Floyd Rose all rounded over edges. This one's going to be extremely difficult without a serial number unless he had like some interesting wood grain on the back of the neck that could help him identify it. If I get any updates on photos or anything like that, I will link that in the description, but I'm recording this as the news is breaking. And ouch, this next one must really hurt him. An Ibanez Steve Vai signature Universe. Now, from what I see, these are pretty rare and valuable in and of themselves, so hopefully it becomes instantly identifiable when it does show up on Reverb or eBay or somewhere. I think he has a fighting chance to recover this one. Now, the one I'm showing you on the screen, I want to be abundantly clear, these are not the guitars. I do not have actual photos here. This is one that's already on Reverb, but I doubt is the same one. But they kind of have an interesting swirl paint job. Next, he has a black Moog guitar he's looking for. I'm not sure if it's this particular model, but it vaguely matches our description. I didn't even know Moog made modern day guitars. I thought Gibson owned them. Well, at least at one point in time they did. But wow, those were pricey. Also missing is a black SG Standard. Not sure if it's like 68 or 61 style or what year, so hopefully he'll be able to get us more information later on. a 59 reissue in Tobacco Sunburst. Now thankfully, that thing's gonna have a unique flame top, or at least something that he might be able to recover that one. It'll take some time, but usually the reissue Les Pauls, they swap hands pretty publicly often. So that's why I tell you guys, when you buy a guitar, it's always good to have one that has unique wood grain patterns to it. Whether it's like a knot in the wood right here that some people would call ugly, sometimes that can be your identifying factor. Like for this one, I would say maybe this weird line right here. Not every Les Paul has that. But again, these are not actual photos of the one we're looking for. Although it is a nice looking one. But then he's also got a Kramer 1984 model. So it should look something along these lines. I'm not sure if it's one of the newer The 84s or actually one from 1984. Some sort of a Warmoth Strat project guitar that he was working on. And then a Custom Shop 54 Stratocaster reissue. That is quite the haul of guitars to get stolen. I really hope he gets these things back or has photos or something to help us help him. But it's almost like there's a crazed fan out there that loves Brendon, that loves Bucket, and who knows, maybe they were also influenced from Guitar Hero and stuff, and just going and robbing all these guitars. Maybe they're keeping them. Are they that insane? I don't know. But just in case you're curious what all this is worth, I mean, the Goldtop 57 reissue, I mean, assuming it's an older used one, probably around $3,000 to $3,500. Can't really comment on the Ibanez or Moog, but that Thunderhorse prototype, I would hazard a guess that's probably worth between $15,000 to $20,000 to a collector. Generally, these things will sell in that $3,000 to $5,000 range. However, they have been going way up in value lately, at least in asking price. That 12-string Tobacco SG, somewhere in the ballpark of $35,000 to $5,000. The SG Standard, depending on the year, in the ballpark of $11,000 to $16,000. The 59 reissue, depending on the year, somewhere in the ballpark of $5,000, plus or minus $800. The Buckethead Studios, they've been bringing $4,000 to $6,000 lately, with the gloss signatures selling for a lot of money. Then the Custom Shop Strat reissue, I'm sure that's a good $3,000 to $4,000 or so. So yeah, add it all up, here it is on the screen. Just the ones that I can ballpark off the top of my head. That's a lot of money. But it's not just about the money, I mean, again, very upset with this news. So if you learned nothing else from tonight's episode, document your guitars when you buy them. Buy the guitar, take your phone, snap a couple of pictures. I mean, it's the same thing with the whole insurance process. Get a good photo of the top and the back and a clear photo of your serial number. It's going to help you file a police report and hopefully recover your guitar in the future. Keep an Excel spreadsheet of your entire guitar collection. I don't care if you have 2 guitars or 500 guitars. It's just good sense when people get crazy out there. But since we got a little bit of time left today, let's do some general guitar hunting of things that I found interesting, but not necessarily good enough for their own separate upload. I've always been a fan of purple Les Pauls because they're just kind of cool. You don't see them every day, but this one from 2014 showed up. And it's a nice dark trans purple. That's like perfect. That's what a lot of people want. And the fact that it's from 2014, that's from an era when they weren't doing so many crazy custom colors. Like lately, 2022 has brought out a lot of custom colors from dealers ordering like sparkle top customs and other stuff, probably influenced by the mod collection's success in doing crazy custom colors. But this one, that's just so nice. However, it's going to have a rich light fretboard, so that's probably going to end up scaring some people away. And then the back is black. Normally, I would be against that, but since it's such a dark hue, the black really complements it. However, please, guy, fix your medallion. You need to tilt that this way a little bit. But that's being offered by Samplife for $6,000, which is a bit high for a 2014 custom. But hey, if you have to have an old one with a rich light fretboard with a 59 neck on it that's in pristine cosmetic condition, and it has to be purple, yeah, your options are pretty limited. Next, we have this interesting Firebird. I clicked on it because it said 1994 through 2007, so I was hoping maybe they were slightly wrong or this was an earlier 90s one, so I can add it to my collection, because it looked different. That whole black pickguard with the white finish really pops everything. Cosmetically, it was very pleasing. But then the next photo, I started to think, nah, I don't think that's exactly what I'm after. But imagine a production run of something like this with an ebony fretboard. What I'm describing kind of reminds me of the Celebrity series from 1991. They did an SG. There's also a Les Paul, some Chet Atkins model, but then the Celebrity Firebird. So I guess what I'm describing is the inverse of the Celebrity Firebird in a roundabout way. But no, this one is from the year 2007. And that's why I deeply, deeply, deeply despise the way Reverb categorizes things anymore, because you know this guy went to sell my gear. I've got a Gibson Firebird V. And he was like, yeah, I fall within these ranges. So then they don't ever bother to update their title and actually tell us what year it is, because 1994 through 2007, sure, the specs might be very similar, but that means a lot of different things to different people. But our next guitar here is a green satin Les Paul Axcess Widow. This has got so much stuff going on. So A, it's a Les Paul Axcess, so that means we've got the Axcess heel carve that we'll see here in a minute. You've got the Floyd Rose, blacked out pickup covers, blacked out speed knobs that almost aren't black enough for this guitar. Then you get the green binding, but this whole thing is sprayed over in green. Almost kind of gives like Kirk Hammett ESP-like vibes. But of course your headstock is also green. And wow, yeah, that's a 2022, wow. So that was just recently custom ordered in that. That's a pretty cool one. Even still has the Apex head carve on it. But man, does that guitar look out of place in that 60s inspired case or what? They're asking $6,700 on that. Next up, this Voodoo caught my attention. Good wood grain on this side, but excellent on the treble side. Nice and wavy. I like the addition of the red pickups here instead of just the red and black. So as far as these go, pretty cool. Oh, this is one of the 2019 ones. I thought it was one of the older ones. Yeah, we've actually documented one of these before. Pretty cool guitars if you like rich light boards. I believe they were AMS exclusives. And lastly, I just thought this 59 standard looked quite nice. $7,500, but you have this reverse chevron top. That's all nice and flamey, ultra faded out color. And oh wow, that is nice. I didn't know it had that. And Wildwood Spec on the back. Okay. Brendon, if maybe your insurance pays out, pick this thing up. That's a nice alternative to what you probably had. All right, troglodytes. I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode, even though it wasn't necessarily such nice news. I hope he gets his guitars back, because it's really upsetting me. All of my guitar idols keep getting robbed. So let's put an end to that. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you tomorrow on the next one. Take care.